Hey, um, hey, it's nighttime. I just thought I'd make a quick video. I know I'm not making many videos, and I know nobody watches it, but you know, I think I mentioned before that I find making videos very cathartic because I tend to be a loner, and I usually don't have like I end up telling like people I probably don't want to talk to or tell my business to because um, there's usually nobody around. So, yeah, so anyway, and I don't know you guys, and the one or two people that watch my videos, I don't know. So it's easier. Um, I guess rather tell it to four complete strangers than to tell it to four strangers at work who will spread it around. So anyway, one of the reasons I'm always like in sleeveless stuff now is because I am having hot flashes. And it seems like the more sugar I eat, and I do love sugar. I like hard candy. I don't like chocolate. Um, I like caramel, but I don't really like chocolate. But I tend to eat a lot of hard candy. So, and I noticed recently that it seems like whenever I eat hard candy, I start having hot flashes. So, yeah, so I'm always hot these days. So, if you see me with cut off sleeves, that's why. I'm just really hot. I went through my phase of chewing ice, and I did that for a whole year. I'd get like this huge thing of ice and just chew and chew and chew, and several per day, and it just seemed to satisfy some kind of craving I was having at the time. And anyway, so I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about my day. I woke up at 3:30, got dressed, and made it to work about 4:30, and signed in, and then did my pre-trip and got ready for work. And I think I've mentioned in the past that it seems like a lot of drama keeps going on. And one of the things I'm finding out is that, and I kind of experienced a little bit of it in Idaho, but I'm experiencing it out here full blown. I did not realize how racist Hispanics are. And I was like, where I work, it's like the blacks are always on the chopping block, and the Hispanics get away with murder. And they're very, I don't know whether to say territorial, but they're very clan-like. They stay in their little clan, and they treat you like you're an outsider, which is true. But anyway, so a lot of that is going on at work right now, and unfortunately, like both of our managers are Hispanic, and the feeling I'm getting back from them is that, um, they basically hired blacks so they can fire them when the need of drivers was done. So, and everyone's always like really surprised because I start, I guess my personality is pretty seasonal, but I'd say by January, I am tired of the crap and I don't take it anymore. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, you guys. Get over it because I am not taking your crap anymore. So now I'm like speaking up a lot, and they're like, what's wrong? What's wrong with Leona? What's wrong with Leona? Oh my God, Leona, is she on drugs or something? I'm like, no, I'm not on drugs. I'm just tired of the crap, you know. So, yeah, so I am definitely, I've, taken as much as I can take, and I'm pushing back now, and I'm saying a good example of this. The Hispanic manager has decided that I guess he needs more power than he's getting. So we had a safety manager who was female, and she was black, right? And that was like, wow, it was nice to see. It's kind of nice to see a black person in a position of power because everybody else there is Hispanic, and then we have a guy from Philippines who basically, understands Spanish too because their language is so Tagalog is so close to Spanish. But and then we have another black supervisor, but he's in routing, and he pretty much, he tries to help you out, but when it comes down to it, he kind of has to do what they say, because if he wants to keep his job, right? So anyway, uh, our safety manager took college courses, passed them. Then they kept complaining about her. They sent her to a safety course. She passed it. And finally, in the last meeting, safety meeting we had, they told us that they will no longer have a safety manager. Everybody will be involved in safety, and everybody would be involved as a road supervisor. And that just irks me, because this means, because the other manager that just got there, he didn't say anything, but the one who's power hungry, he carried on the whole meeting of safety and all that stuff, and I had written that, one of the things I liked about the female manager was that, although, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way a lot. But you know what? At the end of the day, and when I see her again, she's like, "Hi, Leona," and I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" And I am never afraid to speak my mind with her. And I don't, I know we may not agree on everything, but I know when I see her next, you know, it'll be like this, and it'll be like we never had that conversation, we never had that disagreement, whatever, right? And we move forward. So anyway, I think so. I said that, I really, whenever I walk in a room, walk into the manager's office, it's good to see her, because she's one of the only ones who's really friendly, will say hello. I'm not standing there waiting to be recognized, kind of thing. So anyway, so it seems like the manager, who's, I think, racist, Hispanic manager, I guess he heard that. And so at the safety meeting, he was just, trying to be very bubbly and lively, and, cracking jokes, and, really trying to show that he too can, emote that personality. But anyway, so he got into the training sessions, and he showed us two videos. And on both videos, he blamed everything on Bluetooth. Drivers are allowed to wear Bluetooth, so almost every driver has a Bluetooth in their ear, but I can't, because someone turned me in early on, and I'm like, you know what, that's it, I'm done. You know what, I cannot do anything wrong, because I will be the one they call in on, and then I'm the one that, so I was like, that's it. So anyway, on both incidents, one was a car going down the street, and all of a sudden, the driver in the bus going down the street, and all of a sudden he hard brakes, and we have this new program called Samsara. It's a drive cam program, and it notifies, management of all the mistakes we make. So anyway, he hits the brake hard and comes to a stop, and he's in the crosswalk, and he says, "Well, so what do you think he did wrong? Why do you think Samsara got him? What brought about this situation?" And nobody said anything. And he says, "Well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. He had Bluetooth in his ear, so I think he had his Bluetooth on, and he was jamming to his music, and he wasn't aware of anything. He was just like zoomed out in his music, and just enjoying it." And I'm like, "Huh, okay." So he moved on to the next clip, and it showed a driver coming to an intersection, and it showed some pedestrians in a car that's going to make a right-hand turn merge, and then it showed, and there were a couple people on their bikes, and as he made it through the intersection, all of a sudden he realized there's a car, and the car's pulling up, and he has to stop immediately. But he, through the whole transition going through, he did not notice the car. So once again, he asked us, so what do you think, why do you think he got picked for this one, And everybody said, somebody said, well, because of the pedestrians. He probably didn't see the car because he's focusing on the pedestrians or the bikers or whatever. And he said, well, that could be true, but he did this before. he went through the intersection. So he was focused on his Bluetooth in his ear, blah, 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 you know. So at least I think we have an open door policy, because I went ahead and wrote one of the managers, and I was like, one, drivers better beware. That's going to be his next, I guess that is what he is going to take away from the drivers next, because he's everything, his whole focus is on Bluetooth, I don't think he likes drivers wearing it, and now he's looking for an excuse to have them wear it. So anyway, and I said the first example he showed us wasn't about Bluetooth. It was about oh, what is it? It's a Smith system. The Smith system talks about how when you drive, you have to be aware of your surroundings, and you can't think about what you have to do when you get home. You can't think about what you're going to cook for dinner. You can't think about when you're driving, you have to focus on driving, not the stuff that is ahead of you. The stuff you have to do. And they use a specific word for it. I can't think about it now, but I'll think about it later. But anyway, so the second video, once again, he said was about the Bluetooth, because he saw they have the drive cam on him. He didn't show us the driver, but they can actually see the driver. And apparently the driver went like that to tap his Bluetooth or something like that. So anyway, I wrote her and I said, I think he's very egotistical to think that he can just step into the safety manager role when he did not take college courses and complete them and pass them. He did not go to a special training for safety like you guys made the manager do before she was hired. But all of a sudden he thinks he can just slide right into safety manager role just because we have Samsara, the program, who says, hey, your driver's made a mistake. I said, and then have a coaching session with us. I'm like, what is he going to coach? Not to wear your Bluetooth, or how to get your Bluetooth working before you start driving. And I'm like, you know, both incidents had nothing to do with Bluetooth. The second one had to do with seeing the big picture, and that's the Smith system. He did not see the big picture. He was so focused on either the pedestrians or the bikers, but probably the pedestrians, because there were like two kids there. So when he took in that whole scene, the only thing he saw was either the kids or the parents or whatever standing there. He didn't see the bikers, and he didn't see the car. So he didn't focus on the big picture. You're supposed to focus on the big picture, not just this minute little thing. And so had he even been, I don't know how long of a CDL driver you've been, but, and that's why I like the Smith system better than the triple LC, because I think the Smith system breaks it down better than triple LC does. But anyway, so yeah, it's like, it wasn't about the Bluetooth device. It was about him seeing the big picture. If he had seen the big picture, he would have taken in the car, the turning lane coming. So, okay, you see the turning lane, there's a car going to come. There's a car might turn and merge into you. You see the pedestrians, well, they've got a kid. The kid might dart across the street. You see the biker, same thing. But, the other one, the first example where he stopped before and he was actually in the crosswalk, and it showed that way back the light was red. Now, and he was going like 30, 35, full speed ahead, came to a hard brake. And so that was about being distracted drivers, whether or not he was distracted by his music, whether or not he was distracted about what he's going to do when he gets home, whether or not he's distracted about what he's going to have for dinner, all those things is distraction. When you're driving, you should not be distracted by your thoughts, by your music, by anything, So I'm saying now, what kind of coaching sessions is this guy going to be able to give us? And plus, once we finish our shift, they have to pay us if we do anything on our split. So I'm like, yeah, I see we're going to be making a lot of money because, yeah, we're going to be making a lot of money because if he's that power hungry, he'll be calling people in constantly. And so anyway, yeah, that's what I've been going through. So more crap. It's like, go take your power somewhere else. I don't have time for it. But anyway. So that's it for today. Today is Monday the 1st, July 1st. We get Thursday and Friday off. I might be able to go someplace. If I do, I'll take some video. Bye-bye.